In this video, we're going to look at some select problems from Lesson 5 in the Oklahoma Supplement book. This lesson is over true or false equations and inequalities. We're going to start on page 27, and we're going to look at question number 7. And on question number 7, the directions say, tell whether each equation is true or false if A equals 8. Remember that A here is called a variable, and anytime we see that variable in our equation, we're going to substitute it with the number 8 in this case. So on question number 7, the problem is 368 minus A, and then divided by A, and we're trying to find out if that is equal to 9 times 5. So anywhere I see A, I'm going to substitute that for the number 8. So I'm going to go ahead and just rewrite everything with my substitutions. And now I'm going to start solving. Parentheses means I'm going to do that first. So 368 minus 8 is 360. Then I want to divide that by 8 and find out if that's equal to 9 times 5. Well, I know 9 times 5 is 45. The question is 360 divided by 8, is that the same thing as 45? So I need to do some division to figure that out. 360 divided by 8. Looks like that's going to go in 4 times. And 8 goes into 45 times with no remainder. So we have a true statement. This is true. Let's next look at question 11. And the directions for this section says tell whether each inequality is true or false for b equals 25. The only difference that we have here is that we're working with inequalities rather than equations. In the first section, we were trying to figure out if this entire left-hand side was equal to this entire right-hand side. Down here, we're trying to find out if this entire left-hand side is less than the right-hand side, or in different problems, greater than the right-hand side. So question 11 says 10b, I'm going to go ahead and rewrite this, 10b minus b is less than 200. And we're trying to evaluate for b equals 25. So I'm going to substitute 25 where I see b. This right here means I have 10 of b, which means I have 10 of b, 10 times 25. Then I'm going to subtract b, which is 25, and I'm going to find out if that's less than 200. So this part right here is where I see the most mistakes. 10b means 10 times b. So 10 times b is 25 shifted over one place value. Then we're going to subtract 25. That gives us 225. 225 is not less than 200, so this is a false inequality. Let's now turn the page to page 28 and look at question 14. Question 14 says Ms. Henderson requested 12 tables for the sports banquet. Each table seats 10 people. She said that if all 50 athletes bring 2 guests, there won't be enough seats. Is she correct? We're letting G equal 2, and we're trying to figure out this inequality that's written right here if this is a true or false statement. So G is the number of guests that each athlete is bringing, which is 2 guests. So it looks like if I'm trying to interpret this inequality, let me rewrite it really quickly. It looks like we have 50 athletes right here that are coming along with, this was a multiplication sign, that are coming along with 2 guests each. So the athletes are bringing 2 guests times each of them, times 50 people. We're trying to figure out if that's going to be too many people for the tables to seat, because this person said that that's going to be too much. We know that we have 12 tables that each seat 10 people, so that's 12 times 10. Now the question is, will my 50 athletes here plus their 2 guests each be too much? So let's solve that. 2 times 50 is 100, plus those 50 athletes themselves, that's 150. And the 12 tables with 10 people at each table only gives us space for 120 athletes. So this is a true inequality, so Ms. Henderson was correct. Let's now look at problem 15. It says Marcy bought a hat for $4.50 and a bracelet for $3. She paid with a $10 bill. She says she now has more than enough money to buy a greeting card. Write an inequality to model the problem if the greeting card costs $3, and is Marcy correct? So if we know that Marcy spent $4.50 for the hat, and she spent $3 for the bracelet, and she paid with a $10 bill, so we have her $10 bill here that we're taking away all this money that she just spent. So $4.50 plus $3, that's the amount of money that she just spent. We're taking that away from $10. She's claiming that she still, when we do this entire problem, when we take away the money that she spent, she's claiming that she has more than enough, which means greater than the $3 for a greeting card. We now need to determine if this is true. So we're going to go ahead and solve this. $4.50 plus $3, that's $7.50. If we take $10 minus $7.50, that's $2.50, and that is not greater than 3, so this is a false statement. Marcy was incorrect. She does not have enough money to buy a greeting card. And the last problem we're going to look at in this video is problem 6 on page 30, which is part of the homework page. And I'm not going to go ahead and work this one out, but I do want to point out that this part right here, where it says 16 over 4 as a fraction, this means 16 divided by 4. And if you know the value of 16 divided by 4, I would figure that out first, add it to 20, get the value of the left-hand side of this equation, and once you have the value of the left-hand side of this equation, start plugging in each of your answer choices and find out, is 14 minus 5 equal to that value? Is 19 minus 5 equal to that value? Is 32 minus 5? Is 29 minus 5? Until you find your answer.